We're back reading some more Am I the A-hole today, and it's going to be so fun. Definitely addicted to this subreddit, but that's okay. I hope you guys are excited, and I hope you have a wonderful time. Am I the a-hole for telling everybody in the home that I'll plate the food from now on and clear labeling for leftovers? I have 3 people in the home right now. My daughter that's going to college and my son and his wife that are staying to save money. The issues with my son and his wife. They eat so much, and frankly, it's a concerning amount. What I usually do before they moved in was make a meal. Everybody eats and then pack up leftovers into the fridge. The food's gone by the time I even try to get seconds. Sometimes I make food and my daughter isn't home and it's all gone. I make big meals that can easily feed 4 to 6 people and have leftovers sometimes. For example, I made a pound of spaghetti with meat sauce. I didn't even get any. I didn't grab any and I was going to go eat after I did some chores. My daughter wasn't home and those two ate a whole pound of spaghetti. I had a 2-layer cake. Almost all of it was there and I went to work. The cake was almost gone when I got home. That was in less than 8 hours. My daughter is very frustrated since there's never any cooked food in the home. I have made double batches and that gives leftovers, but they don't last. The next day, the leftovers are gone. It's hurting my wallet and I'm over it. I don't want to charge them for groceries since that won't solve the leftovers issue, or if they eat everything before anybody has the chance to eat it. So I sat everybody down and I told them I'll be plating everybody's food, that leftovers will be split evenly and labeled clearly. If anybody is still hungry, then they can buy more food to eat. I implemented it today. My daughter and I loved it since we could eat and still have leftovers. They hated it and they're still hungry. This started an argument and they think I'm a huge jerk. Wow, they think you're a jerk, OP? The bloody audacity. Of course you're not the a-hole, OP. So disrespectful in your own house. No, you're not the a-hole. The top comment says, not the a-hole. It makes no sense to cook if those intended don't get to eat it. So you plating and labeling leftovers does seem reasonable to ensure that everybody gets to eat. I think it's so weird that your son and his wife would think it's okay to eat all or most of the food when you or your daughter hadn't even had a chance to eat anything. That's so inconsiderate of them. And OP said, I don't understand how they're eating so much. The cake one confuses me greatly. That was a big cake and it was almost gone by 5. These two ate 85% of the cake. It's ridiculous. And the comment under that says, not the a-hole. If your son and his wife are disrespecting you and your daughter in your own home with their selfish behavior, so you had no choice but to do something, do they pay anything towards their upkeep? I don't understand why you aren't insisting on them contributing to the groceries, especially if they eat so much. But again, it's your home and it's your choice. And OP said, because if I do, I have a feeling they'll pull, I'm also paying for this food so I can eat as much as I want and it won't solve the issue. Instead, everybody gets a fixed amount and if they're hungry, they can get their own stuff. Yeah, you're definitely not the a-hole, OP. These sorts of posts are so confusing. Like so confusing how your son and his girlfriend don't see what they're doing is wrong. Imagine being in somebody else's house and eating all of their food to the point that there's not only not any leftovers, but sometimes other people in the house don't even get to eat. And also, I can't even imagine eating a cake that isn't yours, let alone the audacity to eat pretty much all of it. And they have the gall to say that you're an a-hole and you're being a jerk somehow. Yeah, you're definitely not the a-hole, OP. The next one is marked as a-hole. Am I the a-hole for telling my girlfriend that I'm bothered by the way she and her family treat their house staff? I'm 25 male and I'm dating this girl 24 female for about 5 months. I knew her family was well off based on the stories that she told me about her upbringing, but I didn't get a chance to meet her parents until this week when we all went to their beach house to spend a few days and celebrate her father's 60th birthday. The house wasn't just huge, but it also employed a staff of about 8 people. I was not used to being served like that, and I witnessed some behavior from my girlfriend and some of her family towards the workers that made me feel uncomfortable. Some examples. After our first night, I heard her mother tell one of the housekeepers to clean the bedroom that my girlfriend and I were staying in. I told her mother everything was in order and that I already made our bed before leaving. Her mother then told me, in the presence of the housekeeper, that I shouldn't bother because that's her job. And B, the other morning my girlfriend and I woke up after everybody else had had their breakfast. I went into the kitchen to grab some coffee and I saw the cooks were already starting to prep for lunch, so I told them I didn't want to bother them and I made coffee for myself. My girlfriend came into the kitchen moments after and saw me making coffee. Later that day, she complained to her mother, without even asking me how things came about, that the cooks had left me to make my own coffee. I had to explain everything. And C, on her father's birthday, they had a fancy dinner with some other guests that came just that day, and some of the staff were made to stand in the room with their backs to the wall as we sat at the table and ate. It was like some Downton Abbey crap. I kept my mouth shut for the entire trip, but as soon as we came back, I couldn't hold it any longer, and I told my girlfriend it made me really uncomfortable to see how she behaved towards the staff, and also gave some examples of when I felt her parents were rude to them. My girlfriend didn't take this well. She said I'm the a-hole here for judging their lifestyle. In her mind, we had a perfect week together and I was withholding my judgment until I could unleash it all onto her. I don't think I'm an a-hole for speaking speaking my mind. Yeah, but it doesn't sound like they were being disrespectful to them, and it is their job, OP. Yeah, like the top comment says, people regardless of their job should be treated with respect, but I want you to consider a different perspective for a second. The staff might be 100% okay with the behavior that you saw. If they're paid enough, I feel confident that it is better than their other job options. An outsider seeing my job would probably think some parts of it are ridiculous, but those parts are worth it to me as the person actually doing the job. For example, when your girlfriend's mother said, don't make your bed, that's the staff's job. A staff member hearing that might think, she's right, please don't do my job for me, because then she has no reason to pay me for that job. I'm not saying you're in the wrong for feeling uncomfortable with the behavior that you saw. I'm just cautioning you that you might be white knighting for people who are actually okay with the work environment that you saw. Yeah, definitely. Like, obviously it's a huge shock for you, OP, but that doesn't mean that your girlfriend's family was being rude or something. It just sounds like you're not used to seeing stuff like this. Yeah, like this comment says, I feel you and I get where you're coming from, but in this occasion you are the gay hole. It's a paid housekeeper's job to make the bed. You put the kitchen staff in a bad spot. They were not supposed to let you make coffee, but they couldn't contradict you as the boyfriend of one of the family. The staff, like any other waiter at a restaurant, just stands around and stands by waiting for the moment to bring the food or the plates away. Imagine you were in a hotel. The cleaning crew has a job to do. That job includes the bed, the bathroom, the towels. Imagine you go to a cafe and you want to make your own coffee as to not disturb the employees. Imagine you're in a restaurant and you ask the waiter to sit down and eat with you, or just bring your own plates into the kitchen. It's not okay, not how it's done. And above all, those are working people with a job and job descriptions. You have to respect that. Your girlfriend should have told you and prepared you though, but perhaps she didn't know that she needed to. That's her fault. Maybe she's just naive, I don't know. The fact is, that's the way that things are run at her place. Can you accept it and not see it as exploitation? The staff is working and are compensated, or does it make you uncomfortable? Yeah, and the comment under that, yeah, it does sound like OP felt the need to be the defender of the poor oppressed servants here. Nothing about the behavior he cites looks abusive or disrespectful to me. There is a certain distance between employer and employee, sure, but maybe both sides prefer it that way. The next one is called, am I the a-hole for finding it unfair that my dad told me that I had to pay rent or move out at 18, but didn't tell my brothers the same at 18? I, 17 male, made this account because I think my dad is being unfair despite everybody telling me that he isn't. I talked to my family about it for support and they were unsupportive and they actually called me ungrateful. I turned 18 April 21st and my dad told me that he wants me to start paying rent after I turn 18 or I'll have to move out. This made me upset because both of my brothers weren't forced to move out or had to pay rent when they turned 18. My oldest brother, 25 male, only moved out 2 years ago, and my other brother, 22 male, still lives here. I told him this and he told me that he knows and he made a mistake when raising them and he wasn't going to make the same one with me. I asked my dad if he was saying this to my brother, 22 male, and he told me that he wasn't because he was unemployed and if he were to kick him out he'll be homeless. I asked my dad why he cares about him not being homeless but is ready to make me homeless. He told me that he'll help me find an apartment and will co-sign the lease if I choose to move out. I asked my dad why he wouldn't just do this for my brother instead, but he told me that he doesn't trust him, which just pissed me off even more. I feel like I'm being punished because I am well behaved. I explained this to my dad and I told him that if he would have parented me better, he wouldn't have to force all of his regrets onto me. My dad got upset with me and told me that I was being unfair and that I know how hard he tried to raise us all and I can't fault him for everything when he tried his best. I tried to call my family to try and have them convince my dad that he was the one being unfair, but they told me that I should be grateful that my dad cares about me and that they agree with him. They told me that his only fault is letting 22 male and 25 male stay as long as they did, and they're glad that he wasn't gonna enable me. I did nothing wrong. I genuinely feel like I'm being punished because of my brother's actions, and I don't find that fair at all. No, definitely not, OP. And enable you how? I feel sorry for you, OP. You're not the a-hole. Yeah, like this comment says, this is how to be a father who doesn't have a relationship with his son. And the top comment, I kind of disagree with some people here. I understand that the father is trying to help, but not asking the 22-year-old to get a job or to help or to move out, but forcing your 17-year-old to pay rent or move out is not fair. They should all be treated the same. The 22-year-old should not be coddled. The situation with him is his fault and he's trying to make an example out of the 17-year-old. I could understand if OP was a spoilt brat, but OP has been working for 2 years. The father could have at least allowed OP to save up for a year or two before moving out. So the father allows the 22-year-old to remain jobless, living rent-free, but the child that has been working for 2 years, got a scholarship and has been a good kid gets punished. You guys don't see it as punishment, but my friend went through the same situation and it was super rough for him. He was homeless on holidays. Thank God my parents allowed him to come and stay with us. His family continued to coddle the 25-year-old son that had been living there rent-free for years without any consequences. Yeah, and the comment under this, I agree. There's nothing wrong with pushing your kids to become independent, but you have to be consistent. It is unfair and it's an easy way to brew resentment between your kids. Few things hurt sibling relationships more than skewed treatment. Yeah, definitely. And why the family agreeing with the dad? Surely they can see that it is unfair. Yeah, you're definitely not the a-hole, OP. Am I the a-hole for kicking out my sister for her emo outfit and telling her that she can go to the funeral when she wears respectable clothes? clothes. Last weekend was my dad's funeral. I planned it since my mum has been a wreck. My mum and my sister are not close. I'm also not close to her and I think she's a ding-dong, so I am probably biased. My sister dresses in the emo style, so skulls, collars, lots of black and red, heavy makeup and so on. I truly don't care most of the time. She can wear whatever she wants to. This is only an issue at important events. My wedding, she did this even after she agreed to tone it down. She's always going full out with her outfits. I don't understand why she won't ever tone it down. For the funeral, she came in wearing a short skirt, a band t-shirt, heavy makeup, fishnets and jewelry, a collar thing and skulls. I was so upset that she couldn't dress appropriately for a funeral and I told her to leave. She got pissed and I told her to go home and put on something respectable. She stayed until my mum told her to get the F out since she can't dress appropriately. She left and didn't come back. A lot of people who saw her outfit agreed that she was out of line for a funeral. My sister's been calling me a jerk and some people are saying I went too far. Nah, I don't think so, OP. But also kinda. Like it was her dad's funeral too. Yeah, I don't know. Like it is definitely super inappropriate. But yeah, it's a huge shame that she missed it because of that. The top comment says not the yay-hole. A miniskirt and fishnets are not even in the realm of appropriate. It'd be much different if she'd worn a black dress with some jewelry in her style. But at 26, she should know that this was tone deaf at best and attention-seeking at worst, though the added context that she didn't even bother coming to see your father on his deathbed is definitely what pushed this into you not being the a-hole for me. Yeah, everybody grieves different, but you weren't dictating her grief process the way a lot of these comments seem to believe, just trying to make the funeral a respectful atmosphere for the sake of your mother. Then there are also comments like this one. You the a-hole, my sibling passed away recently and I was also responsible for a lot of the funeral details. Some of the clients of my siblings came to the service dressed in jeans and a t-shirt. Lots of my siblings' friends came in goth attire. Hell, one of my siblings' former friends even came in a full bloody pirate costume. Wait a second, what? Because how they chose to dress to process their grief and honor my sibling was completely private for them. Yeah, okay, but a pirate costume? No. Did I hate the fact that someone my sibling wasn't even friends with anymore chose to wear an actual pirate outfit like it was some sort of costume party? Absolutely. Did I talk crap about it with my and my siblings' mutual friends after the services? You bet your ass. But did I disrupt the funeral of my sibling to tell somebody to leave over a ridiculous outfit choice? Absolutely not. At the end of the day, what somebody is wearing has absolutely no bearing on the funeral services and your ability to love and honor your dad. If people want to see your sister's outfit as tacky, that's their prerogative. That doesn't mean she should have been forced to leave. She should have been able to process her grief and say goodbye to her father. Yeah, that's also definitely true. Like if it was any other formal event, it'd be way more simple. But the fact that they missed out on the funeral because of this, yeah, that's awful. But at the same time, I definitely see where you're coming from, OP. And I don't feel like you're wrong for feeling the way that you feel. Let me know down below what you guys think. The next one is called, am I the a-hole for not wanting to pay for my sister's wig after I called her a bald-headed broke biatch? Well, I didn't expect to read that. My 17 male sister, 18 female, decided to get a pixie cut. She had it for about 2 weeks now and now she hates it. She came to me and told me it's embarrassing that my hair is longer than hers and she wants me to shave my head. I told her that I wouldn't shave my head and that if she doesn't like how her hair is, maybe she should get a wig instead. She told me that she doesn't have money to buy a wig and so I told her to ask our parents to get her one. And she told me that she doesn't want to do that because they were the ones who advised her not to cut her hair in the first place and it'll be super embarrassing to admit that they were right. She then again asked me to cut my hair and I told her no. She then got mad at me and told me that no man actually cared about their hair and that if I wanted to be a girl so bad then I should just say that instead. This pissed me off, so I told her that it wasn't my fault that she was a bald-headed broke biatch and if she wanted to get a wig she should just get a job instead. She was not happy when I called her bald-headed and went to go tell her parents. Our parents got mad at both of us for arguing and then after they got done yelling at us, my dad told me that he wants to pay for my sister's wig. He told me that I had to pay for a wig because what I said to her was disrespectful. He said what she said was wrong but what I said was worse. I told him I only said that because she kept on antagonizing me. He kept insisting that me paying for the wig was going to be my punishment and he'll think of something for her. I told him that I've been saving my money since I started working and I wasn't going to spend any of it on her. I told my dad that if he takes money out of my account that I wasn't going to speak to him until he puts everything back because knowing my sister she'll probably try and pick the most expensive one. My parents are upset with me because they said I'm trying to run away from accountability and that they find it unreasonable that I would try and punish them for that. I don't see why they can't pay for it themselves. Are they missing the part where your sister was trying to get you to shave your head over the haircut that she chose because she doesn't like it anymore? You're definitely not the a-hole, OP. Yeah, this comment, not the a-hole. It's your sister's hair that she chose to cut and now doesn't like. Your parents want you to buy her a wig because you told her off when she was trying to get you to shave your head. Wait, what? Yeah, and like the top comment says, my parents are upset with me because they said I'm trying to run away from accountability. Your parents are hypocrites because accountability also includes having to live with the consequences of one's own choices. So it's hypocritical of them to try to force you to be accountable in a way that actually allows your sister to avoid consequences. And if they do take your money without consent, they're also tyrants. Yeah, you're not the a-hole, OP. You should definitely show your parents this post. The next one one is called, Am I the a-hole for accepting and refusing to return a gift from my son's girlfriend? My male 23 son is 5 months into dating his girlfriend, female 22. She's a complete delight to be around, and I think we've bonded quite a bit despite the short time that we've known each other. Now, I have to mention here that she is very rich. My son estimates that the money she gets from her parents every month is the same as his yearly income. My son has expressed to me several times that he's worried that it might look like he's only dating her for her money, so he's been really strict about things like paying his share of things and not accepting expensive gifts from her. Yesterday was my birthday, and his girlfriend got me a very expensive designer handbag, a bag that I'd mentioned being excited by months ago, even though I could never afford it on my own. It touches me that she remembered a short comment that I made so long ago. I told my son about it, and he became so angry at me, said he's had to refuse so many different gifts, so many outings and vacation plans since they've been dating, because he can't stand her thinking that he's into her money. And here I am happily accepting the first gift that she's got me. He demanded that I return it immediately or I'll disturb the dynamic of their relationship. I refused, and I told him it's such a thoughtful gift, even not considering the price, and she'll be hurt if I return it. Now he says that I'm greedy and that I don't care that I'm making him out to look like a gold digger whose family's happy to mooch off her. No, that's not what's happening. You're definitely not the a-hole, OP. Yeah, the top comment, not the a-hole. I get he's trying to not come across as a gold digger, which I totally understand, but that's something he decided for himself to do. But it is a thoughtful gift meant for you, hence it's up to you to accept it or not. Personally, I don't like rejecting gifts, especially the first gift. The first gift is always a memorable moment. She went out of her way to get you something she knew you'd like, and I think that's so kind of her. I think a way to compromise is to accept the gift and let her know how appreciative you are that she remembered how much you like that bag, but that she doesn't need to spend so much on future gifts, as any gift is a nice gift no matter the price. Yeah, definitely. And you accepting the gift isn't making your son look bad. Yeah, no, you're definitely not the a-hole, OP. And I feel like that's enough for today. Time for something wholesome. We're ordering pizza tonight. Oh my god, yeah, that's so true. I'm an absolute pizza addict. It's so bad. But yeah, I feel like that's pretty common. It's so beautiful. My husband is in his first year of teaching elementary school math. Every night he comes home, takes a long swig of soda water, stares into the middle distance and says, "The amount of cuteness I see on a daily basis, you just can't fathom it, Caitlin." Wow, that's so beautiful. The amount of cute stuff I see every single day. That's so wholesome. My husband noticed that nobody was eating the oranges. I said that I think I subconsciously avoid them because I have eczema on my hands and peeling them hurts the little cuts. The next day, this was in the fridge. He proceeded to peel 6 oranges for me every Sunday to last the week and has continued to do so when I want oranges. I never asked him to. I don't need anything fancy. To me, this is love. Oh, that's so beautiful. And on that very beautiful note, I'm going to leave today's episode there. Thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you had a wonderful time. And if you did and you want to see more Am I the A-hole episodes, make sure you like and subscribe. And the comment of the day today goes to Dream Rider. It's interesting how much you've become a part of my and my cat's morning routine. They listen while I serve them fresh food and clean litter box. Lol. Oh, that's so awesome. Thank you for making me a part of your morning routine. That's so cool. I appreciate the support so much. And yeah, guys, thank you for watching. I'll be back tomorrow with a brand new episode, and I hope to see you then. Make sure you look after yourself and make sure you have a beautiful, amazing rest of your day. And you know what I'm about to say because I say it every single day. Bye.